The value of luxury home goes far beyond their price tags. Their true worth lies in the emotions they evoke, the experiences they offer, and the lifestyles they shape. However, recognizing this requires vision, wisdom, and the ability to perceive value beyond the tangible. And our guests on this show have it all. They simplify these complex concepts into relatable experiences. Hello, I am Anku Goyal and I welcome you to another enlightening episode of our special series Life's True Value. Get ready to explore the world of luxury homes and uncover their connection with ROX. ROX, return on experience, is key priority for corporate leaders. But how do they evaluate the ROX of their homes? Let us explore this and more with our special guest today, Mr. Saurabh Garg. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the guest of this episode, Mr. Saurabh Garg, the co-founder and chief business officer at NoBroker.com, India's first PropTech unicorn and a first of its kind C2C real estate platform across the world that addresses the house hunting hassles and huge intermediation costs faced by Indian home seekers. An alumnus of IIT Bombay and IIM Ahmedabad, Saurabh is a serial entrepreneur. He started his career at Hindustan Unilever, after which he ventured into entrepreneurship with Four Fountains De-Stress Spa. In 2014, he co-founded NoBroker.com, which has helped more than 3.5 crore Indians find homes, saving more than 16,000 crores in brokerages. Backed by investors like Google, Tiger Global, and General Atlantic, NoBroker has raised $366 million to date. A passionate mentor and angel investor, Saurabh has guided and funded several startups. He's a regular speaker at startup events and forums, including those at IITs and IIMs. Saurabh has won many accolades, including the Young Alumni Achiever Award by his alma mater, IIM Ahmedabad, and Digital Marketer of the Year 2018 by IAMAI. To understand the concept of return on experience on luxury home better and in different light, we have a special guest today, the co-founder and chief business officer of NoBroker.com himself, Mr. Saurabh Garg. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for spending time for us.
It's great to be here.
It is real nice to have you on the show. And it is more intriguing for us to understand from you that in the world of technology and the digital transformation where you have an important role to play in the real estate space, how do you look at return on experience as an idea and concept?
So in my opinion, I think the customers are looking for elevated living experience, and that's what return on experience is all about. Whether it is open spaces, green terraces, it might be amenities in the society, it could be exclusive clubhouses, the locality itself, social infrastructure around that. I think all these play a very, very important role. What is also important is the entire community. What kind of people live there? Can you have some great connection with those people? Can you spend meaningful time with them? I think that's also very, very important to have a return on experience. So I believe all these things put together is what makes for a great return on experience in terms of living.
So, Saurabh, we also think that technology itself becomes a piece of luxury there. So how do you define return on experience, especially with luxurious properties? Because technology, where you understand it more, is big. When people are going to buying out spaces, how do they define luxury for them?
So I think technology has really redefined how luxury real estate is all about. Because just think of it that till few years back, you had to visit maybe 10 properties to find one property. Now I think you can do it at a click of a button from your mobile phone itself. Think of smart home automation, that makes the entire experience so much more seamless. Think of energy efficient houses. That's also a part of what luxury houses would be about. So I think all these things and things like, for example, we have a NoBroker Hood, which is a society management app where you can approve visitors from the comfort of just sitting at your home. You just at a click of a button, you can do that. You can book amenities, you can book services. So I think it's about the comfort and ease of living. That's what the technology's role in luxury is about. It's enhancing the luxury. That's what technology does.
You think people are buying spaces, they're looking for more space or they're looking for more experience? What are the common factors they look for when they're out there to buy space?
I think it's not only about space, it's about the entire experience, how meaningful that experience is going to be. So people think about various factors. It's not only about space, it's about where it's located, what is the social infrastructure around that. Is it a gated community? Because, in India, for example, a gated society is very different from what's outside.
Yes.
And all the amenities are there inside the society.
Yes.
So I think that makes a lot more difference. So people want those things. Those are very critical.
To understand more on how you look at luxury space and living space and how your living space is, I would like to take you around to the open space here, that open nature space about your choice of luxury and space and your work productivity that is enhanced by.
Sounds good.
Saurabh, if you have to say, is there any underrated luxury thing in home spaces that people, consider? It's underrated. It's not considered luxury. What is that?
I would say that, every luxurious home should have a small home office. I think that's very important because that's a place you can recollect your thoughts, maybe make some notes, just be ready for the next day at work. I think that place should be there where you're alone and nobody's able to disturb you and you can just do your stuff.
So that is like, we had this culture of work from home. So you think little bit of home space, office space in home is necessary besides you going to office?
I think, because I think apart from work from home, you need that at least half an hour, 1 hour every day. We are just, making sure that whatever you've thought about every day, you're summarizing that, recollecting your thoughts and just, planning for the next day.
As you appear as a person who loves outdoor spaces and you spoke about sunlight also being a luxury to you, I'm assuming, but want to ask, how do you get out of stress? Are you a stressed person at work? So such a big business that you've set up.
No, some work can be sometimes stressful, but I think it's manageable.
How do you manage that?
So I'd say we've been very lucky to have a great team.
Okay.
So a lot of stress doesn't come to me and the team is able to manage that. And again, very lucky that we have such great customers who keep coming back and using our service. So that keeps the stress down. But you're right that there is stress at times. Yes. And what I try to do is that, like I said, sit at my terrace, watch the sun for some time. I love to play squash. I do that. I do some bit of meditation. So these are things which I do to manage my work stress.
All kind of alignment with nature, with spirituality all together, and a beautiful open space that you have. For any advice you want to give to youngsters who are into the entrepreneur journey, you've made it huge. They are in the process. I think entrepreneurship is common today. What would you suggest them to not be so stressed when approaching the journey, and also how to align with the living space and manage themselves through it?
So I would say that a little bit stress is important because then you're able to perform better. So I think that stress should be there when you're starting a company. So a little bit stress should be there. But at the same time, what you have to be ready for is there are going to be ups and downs. And you should be ready for that. And I think you need to be persistent. You need to make sure that you carry on with your idea. Be, I would say, irrationally optimist about it because, there'll be very, very tough times. We have seen so many times and it just felt that nothing is happening and we're just stuck. But I think bad times go if you're persistent, if you're optimist, those times go and the good times come back. So I think that need to be done. And like you talked about living space, so I would say that please stay closer to work. Very, very important. Don't waste time in too much travel. Don't think about a fancy neighborhood. Rather think of place which is closer to your office so that you can be more productive.
That's such a smart advice. I think that will really help them. And of course, they're going to go to NoBroker.com most of the time for looking spaces. Comes straight from the mouth. For that, to know a little more about your business, which I'm much looking forward to it, let me take you to the business center because that space allows me to talk business with you.
Sure.
So let me head you there.
Okay.
So Saurabh, it's my pleasure to bring you to the business center side, and of course, as the space speaks about it, I'm more interested in knowing about your business now. But before I step into knowing about the business and your journey, Tell me a little about how you understand luxury homes. Like, it is obviously about the price that we understand. It adds value to the price when you talk about luxury homes, but it's always beyond numbers also. How do you look at it?
Yeah, so I think luxury homes go beyond the price tag.
Okay.
They're about elevating the living experience. You know, how people who are living in those luxury homes find their life much more fulfilling. So I would say there are 3-4 things which go into doing that. One is the locality where the place is.
Okay.
Second is, I think, the entire experience of living in that place. And third is the community. So because when you're paying such a high amount of money, you don't want to spend a lot of time on the road after that. Everyday commute should not be something where you spend hours doing that thing. So I think it's very important that it's somewhere located where you can go to your office easily, your child can go to the school easily from there. It's also close to places where you go over the weekends.
Yes.
Second is, I think, the entire experience, because you want amenities, you want to spend time doing physical activities, you want your kids to play in that area. So you want those amenities, whether it is a swimming pool, whether it is a squash court, a gymnasium.
All your stress busting activities.
Exactly, all those
everything.
things. And even you want to call your friends home and go to a clubhouse and do some activities over there. So I think it's important that all those things are there within a luxurious home. And thirdly, I think community is very important. You want like-minded people to be there. People whom you can have meaningful connections, you can have conversations, you can spend time with them. So I think this is what, in my opinion, defines a luxury, real luxury, and that is what people are looking for.
The whole ecosystem is really important to add value to a luxurious.
Yes, of course.
So you're talking about homes and houses to you is just talking to the real person. You're the person who helped so many people get to finding homes in India with less harassment. When I'm talking about this, you're also called disruptor of the market. Disrupted, but for good. Disrupted the real estate space to create a space where people can find houses with no brokerage. So can you just help us go a little back into your story and know what was the inspiration to bring out this solution or this idea of no broker?
So I think the idea about NoBroker came in this city, in Mumbai. I used to live in this city, and I used to work with Unilever, and I had just quit my job to start my own venture, the one before this. And just think of this, that before that I've always lived in my parents' house, then I've lived in a hostel at my engineering college, a hostel in my MBA college, IIT and IIM. And then Unilever used to give a place to live in. So I used to live in Bandra. It was a beautiful place where I was living. And suddenly one day when I quit my job, I had no place to live. And that was the first time when I came across a broker. And the entire experience was really bad. I had to go to multiple houses. None of them matched my requirement. He was trying to show me the worst houses, trying to sell me those houses. And I also tried all the other platforms, the real estate platforms and the horizontal platforms, but couldn't find anything for almost 2 months.
Oh my!
And then,
especially in Mumbai, it is like
it's very difficult. And finally I had to pay a huge amount of brokerage to get a house. And the funny thing is that after 11 months, when I was renewing my agreement with the same landlord, the broker came back and demanded the brokerage again.
Oh my God.
That was like the tipping point. So I said that we need to solve for this because something like this, millions of people like me have to do it every year, every month, and this is a big problem. So back in 2007, I booked this domain name, NoBroker.in.
So it was just a thought.
It was a thought at that time. And we then finally started this in 2013 when I spoke to Akhil and Amit, who are my co-founders. So Akhil is my junior from IIT, Amit is my batchmate from IIM. And when I spoke to them, we realized that they have also gone through the same problem. So Akhil used to live in Bangalore, same experience. Amit had faced this problem in Bangalore and Calcutta.
Yes.
So we said, boss, this is huge and we need to solve for this.
And you had them amplify this thought that, okay, this is a problem of brokerage and we should all find a solution. But when you found a solution, there comes another thing. What are the challenges you felt? You could adapt to this idea of like brokerage is a problem, but getting people to accept that they can also find houses with no brokerage issue. Was that adaptability or any other challenges you faced in the course of making it accepted?
You wouldn't believe that, there was such a latent demand for that the day we started the website, we were flooded with requests.
Oh my God.
And so many people, owners were coming and saying that we want to rent a home. Tenants were coming saying that we want to find a home to rent. Sellers and buyers, they came after that. The demand was huge and people were just waiting for a solution like this.
I was about to say, as if they were just waiting for you to come on.
Yeah. So everybody was just waiting. But I think there were one set of people who were not convinced, and those were the investors. Because this is a consumer business and we had to raise money to grow and scale it up. So we had to speak to investors about this. And that was actually quite tough because most investors felt that a solution like this doesn't exist anywhere in the world. It doesn't exist in the US, it's not there in China. So why will it work in India? But India is a very, very different market, and we always pride ourselves to say that we are a very made for India solution. Because if you go to the western part of the world, it's a very structured market. A broker has to go through a certification to become a broker. They add value in the entire transaction. In India, everybody is a broker. Even a chai wala is a broker. If he has a phone number, he can act as a broker. A taxi guy, if you're searching for a property, he'll say, I know 5 properties. You don't have a
certificate to be declared.
Nobody, So I think it's a very, very unorganized market. And there might be a property just 2 floors above you. If you don't know about it, you end up paying brokerage on that. So I think we took quite some time to convince the investors about this, that this is something which is a real need. Also, I think investors are the 0.1% of the market, right? So they're top 0.1%. So the properties that they're looking for typically are higher priced, right?
Yes.
So there probably the brokers are slightly better. But 99.9% of the people, they face huge problem. Information is asymmetry. A lot of things which broker will just say, okay, I want to close it and pass on the transaction. So I think lot of problem which people face, and I think people just
you had challenges from the brokers community also, because you kind of like really
so I think after we launched it and we had our small office which was in HSR layout in Bangalore. So I remember that one day, and it was a bungalow kind of office. We used to operate from there. So I remember that one day we were at the terrace just chatting, and we saw some 50-60 people coming towards the office. Earlier, I thought it's some procession which is going out and something like that. But those are actually a group of brokers who came to the office, who started breaking things and hurting employees. So I think it was a very, very difficult time for us. It was like an attack on the office. They broke our laptops, they broke stuff. They wanted us to stop the website. But I think you have to go through. You have a vivid
memory of the challenge that you faced that day.
Yeah, I think it was quite scary. And for the next 2 months, we didn't have an office. We were working from makeshift offices. But also the great thing about that is that it brought the entire team together, because everybody started believing in what we are doing. We felt that we are making a difference, and that's why there was, a reaction to what we are doing. So everybody started believing a lot more, and I think we came out much, much stronger from that incident.
It's actually a moving story. And also at the stage that you are now, with having saved to something like 16,000 crore or more of brokerage money.
It's actually more than 20,000 crores now.
Okay, it is. While we're speaking, I don't know how far we've gone with that, but you've saved people from spending that much money on brokerage. How would you see the step ahead? What next would you think NoBroker.com would like to bring to people? What are the more benefits?
So Ankur, just think of it, that the amount of brokerage paid every year in India is around 1,80,000 crores.
Okay.
That's the amount of money you and me pay as brokerage every year. Last year, we saved around 6,500 crores.
Okay.
So I think we've just scratched the surface. There's still a lot more that we need to do. We are present in 6 cities. We need to expand to 50 cities. We need to make sure that more and more people are able to use our service, make it more accessible. We also are trying to become a one-stop shop. Okay. So everything that you need to do in your real estate journey, you can do at NoBroker. Whether it is, if you're, for example, renting a home, post that if you need a rent agreement, you need packers and movers, you need cleaning services, everything you can do at NoBroker.
Even moving them from one place to another.
Yes, and even I think if you're buying a home, you can take a home loan through us, you can get our interiors done through us. So completely a one-stop shop for everything. So that's what we are progressing towards, and we want more and more people to benefit from not paying brokerage and saving more brokerage.
So kind of disrupting many more markets while helping people get there. But great move. I think really everybody is benefit largely from the whole idea, and thank God that you guys never withdrew but went on with the spirit you are, and lots more to experience from NoBroker. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for giving us your time, and it was really nice and exciting to know so much from you about your business and an idea about luxury homes and space.
Thanks, Ankur. It was great speaking to you.
Thank you. And with that, we wrap up this episode. A big thank you to Mr. Saurabh Garg. His wisdom, experience and insights have made this conversation truly enriching. This is Ankur Goyal signing off from 25 South, a symbol of luxury and sophistication. We'll be back soon with another exciting episode. Until then, take care of yourselves.